Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hot Topics Podcast. I am your host, Psycho 4081, and my two co-hosts are here.
Lamb Chop.
And Felonious Feather.
Okay. So you guys, we always say that this is the podcast that talks about all things controversial, everything, trending topics and anything that other people are scared to talk about. So today we're actually going to do a follow-up. So this is part 2 of who cheats more, men or women.
Right.
Say if you guys checked out the last podcast, we had a consensus that women cheat more.
We did not. Don't even try it.
And they're low down. So
oh my God.
This one we want to actually get some of the feedback we got from social media and discuss, their comments. So bear with us. And if you want to join in or call in, you can't because we're recording.
You are so special.
443-860-2716. All right. So Felonious.
Psycho.
Okay. Now, last time, let's just recap. Last time we chat, we was talking about some of the reasons why.
Right.
Why men cheat.
And why women cheat.
Why men cheat more.
Okay. So we said, I think one of the biggest things was self-esteem, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we did talk about that. Mm-hmm.
And I think just looking at some of the comments, a lot of it kind of,
goes down to low self-esteem.
Yeah. Or what was the other one where I still connect it to low self-esteem, but it's more or less they like the ego boost.
Right.
Ego boost. Okay. We're gonna discuss some other things, but all right. So we're gonna go with the Facebook thing first. All right. So we did a poll in 2 groups. One was the Hot Topics discussions at Hot Topics Podcast. You both are in there, I take it.
Of course.
Okay.
No.
So you didn't vote in the poll though.
I did not vote in the poll.
Did you vote in the poll?
No.
Okay, that's good. So more accurate.
No.
So the poll states, who cheats more, men or women? Comment what reasons do you think men or women cheat? And check out part 1 of the discussion at hottopicspodcast.com. So according to the poll, we have the options were men, women, or equally.
Okay.
So what do you think? Just since you didn't see the poll, what do you think the
Where was it posted though?
the poll was posted in the
Facebook group.
Facebook group.
Facebook group?
Yeah, discussions at Hot Topics Podcast. So what would you think that the
Of course, men. What you mean?
okay, and you would say men, right?
Initially I was just like I felt like it was equal.
Okay.
I felt like it was equal, but the poll says it's more men.
Of course.
Okay.
Everybody knows it's men.
Well, the poll says, to your credit, the polls 51% of the people who responded.
Please, what's show me again so I can go vote.
You don't believe me?
No, so that the number can be higher is what I mean.
So the polls are closed. So 51% of the people who responded said men and women cheat equally.
I'm joking.
51% said equally.
Are you sure you're reading the correct thing?
I'm looking at it. You can go look at it. 51%. 28% said men cheat more, and 21% of the respondents said women cheat more.
That's not even a lot. That's not like a lot. That's not.
You thought it was going to be like 80-20?
Go and check it again.
Actually, I did think it was going to be more than that. I'm not sure 80-20, but I thought it was going to be more than that.
Show me.
So we're going to go with Lorraine. She said...
You need to refresh that first.
Refresh it?
To be sure.
You cheated on the... see, who cheats more, women or men?
I didn't
You
cheat.
cheated.
No.
I know you did.
I didn't cheat.
If it changed the
It
numbers,
didn't change.
yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
It's still close. It's still close. So
right, because they cheating with somebody.
What do you mean it's close? This is a lot. That's why I said refresh it.
I'm giving you the percentage right here. You don't see the percentage.
Yeah, but refresh it.
I did.
No,
I did.
Try again. One more time.
Lord have mercy.
Because it looks more. You can't be like.
She's probably trying to vote on different profiles, but let's see what it says.
Oh, I'm not.
and it's the same, yeah. So with her her
With
biased poll,
Nothing, I didn't-
you guys already saw the numbers,
No.
but 46% equally, still majority said equally, right? And then the next one was men and then women.
Oh,
Okay.
how high was men?
33%,
Oh, and women?
21%,
That's
which is still
It's
No.
close.
Pretty
It's
no,
close.
That's
pretty close.
we didn't have a lot of people voting, so that's
Okay. we got an additional 2. So Lorraine said, my question would be, who are they cheating with? Do the statistics show that they are cheating with other married people? So we don't know. I don't think they broke it down that
No.
far because you really have to do a comprehensive, survey. She says, if so, it's the same.
Yeah.
She says, I always felt if you're going to cheat with someone who has as much to lose as you do.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Correct.
And not to condone cheating, but we all saw that movie, the one with the rabbit.
Oh, Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction. Did you see that?
It's pretty old.
Yeah, it's old. I didn't know if he was born back then when it came out.
No, you did not say
You know,
that.
She might that came out back in the 80s, maybe 90s.
Not really sure.
She might not have been born.
Yeah, I was
just-
born. I was just born last year.
So, but when you have that, and I think that's the thing that scares people most about, that the cheating thing is that other person
Gonna blow up your family.
Yes. Why blow up my spot? Because we both got hot. So
To
that's-
quote.
yes, that's Biggie's song. But it was pretty good response, and she also said, I have known some couples that ended up cheating with friends.
What do you mean friends? Like they were all friends together?
Yeah,
Ew.
couple friends.
Ew.
So me and my wife, we're friends with the next couple, let's say across the street, so to speak, and they all cheated together.
That's a sticky
And
wicket.
that might be like, maybe I was, well, I guess if
Oh, that's not cheating.
it's not swinging, no?
Oh,
because,
swinging.
That's not
because they
cheating.
did it secretly.
Oh,
Oh, so it's swinging when you have permission.
Yes.
Okay, that's another topic.
Right.
Hot topic, people.
So they ended up divorcing their spouses and marrying each other.
Yikes.
Wow. Okay, that's a success.
Is it though?
Pretty shady, but it happens. I know more than one couple this has happened to. Wow. Let's see. What state is she from?
she knows a lot of people.
You know?
All right, and she also said she agreed with another commenter, said women don't get caught because Dominique said women, but they just don't get caught, which is something I said.
Oh,
They're
Dominique
better,
said more women cheat, but we just
we
cheat
just don't catch
better.
them. Yes,
If that sounds like an oxymoron, cheat better.
cheap. they're
I know it's
they're better
not.
at not getting caught.
Okay.
How's that? Then she says men are very sloppy and don't pay attention to detail.
Of course.
Women are detail oriented. A woman can walk into a party and recall what people had on, what shoes people were wearing.
That is true.
Men, they don't pay attention, and that's why men get caught and women don't. She says her final words: "Don't cheat. It makes life too complicated." Okay,
Okay.
I would agree with everything she said. Men are we already know that men don't pay
Men cheat more.
attention to detail as much as women.
Yeah.
you know.
But still, that's why they cheat more.
They don't cheat more.
You
Let's
know,
see.
you sent me that thing with the list of reasons why men cheat.
Mhm.
Did he send it to you? It was
No.
this
He'll
guy.
definitely not send it to me.
No, I probably said it to you, and you probably just ignored it, like you do most things.
Okay. So, like I was saying, this guy had this list of why men cheat. And it was, emotional reasons.
The video.
and- yeah, it was a video.
I sent it to you too.
Emotional reasons. He didn't feel supported. He
Right.
didn't have a safe space. And I think the other woman was feeding his ego, I guess.
Mhm.
And I looked at that and then I thought, well, Jesus, like put some more on the wife's plate. Why don't you? Like, she taking care of the kids. She's trying to take care of the house. Most women have a job these days, and now we got to be responsible for your emotional needs and your physical needs, and it's a lot.
It's tough. It's
What?
tough. But
It's a lot.
I'm not going to say. I'm going to agree with what he said. And then I think someone had a reply to that kind of discounted everything he said. Like nobody's going to. It seemed like the men try to explain themselves, and women just cut it off. No, that's just using an excuse for X, Y, and Z. You know, and I always say it's not so much an excuse. There's reasons for everything.
Right. And some of the reasons he had were valid. Some of the reasons he had were very valid. But I felt like, and it may be just because I'm a woman and this is a woman's perspective, that is just like, okay, so now I got to be responsible for making sure you got a safe space, making sure you have an emotional place that's safe, making sure that your physical needs are met, making sure that your house is clean and you got food and A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you walk in the house and be like, I got A and B, and that's it.
Seems fair.
Absolutely not.
I just remembered I saw one movie.
Oh, here she goes.
Wait. And then the movie was, oh my God, Why Did I Get Married?
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't see that.
yeah.
Really?
It's Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
So
Well, wait a minute. Let me throw a disclaimer out there. Tyler Perry, in all his movies, basically the underlying theme of all his movies is men ain't shit.
whatever.
Well,
Anyways,
Every movie.
listen.
Well.
I need you to listen to what one of the married men said.
Okay.
Because I saved it because it made sense to me. So, and I watched this movie March 16th to tell you before this thing.
Which
happened.
means is this something that she likes?
Whatever. Let me see.
Keep trying to tell your brothers about the 80-20 rule. The what? The 80-20 rule. In most cases, in marriage, you're only going to get 80% of what you need. That's it. No more, no less. Most times, 80%. Now, here comes this woman offering 20%. Or 20% looks
I saw
really
that.
good when you ain't getting it. But the problem is you're going to leave 80 thinking you're getting something better, and you end up with 20. That makes perfect sense to me.
All right, so explain that.
So it says 80 that in marriages you don't get 100% because you were saying they need somebody that could rub or could boost their ego and all of that. So I'm saying that. So it always seems like that from the outside. You get what I'm saying? You have this woman that's perfect that does all these things for you. You get what I'm saying? Bears your kids, takes care of the home, and does all of that. And then you see this person you're not married to. You know, relationships are always sweeter when you're not married. You know what? So you get what I'm saying? When you marry that person, then you realize that, oh my God, this is even worse than what I had. Usually
it's
the case.
definitely complicated.
Yeah, because when you're married, you're like in each other's spaces, like you're always together.
That can happen, and I'm sure it happened a lot. But I don't think. I mean, there's a lot of success cases where somebody got married, divorced, and married somebody better.
Yeah, but
Right,
yeah, it doesn't matter. But I'm saying sometimes it's besides there's some things that in the marriage that I know that the marriage is doomed. Things like maybe you guys cannot agree on things, those kind of complicated issues. You get what I'm saying? Not that kind of one. That's not what I'm saying. But things like major things like maybe, I want her in this kind of position. She's not attractive to me anymore. She's not, those kind of flimsy is what I'm saying. That the person outside, you're just saying that because you guys are not married, you're not living together.
Right.
There's a difference when you're living together, being in each other's space. That person sometimes irritates you. Sometimes you want your space, but this other person you're calling, you don't see. It's not like you want to see. Oh, it's like a quickie. Oh my God, let's do it in the bathroom.
It's different.
You're seeing the best of that person.
Yes.
Right.
You
Right.
understand?
Yeah.
So that's usually so in this case, it's saying that you're married to an 80%, somebody that is 80, you get the other 20%, nobody's perfect and all of
Right.
that. And then this person out there is a 20, but you don't know it because the person seems perfect from
Right.
far because you're not living together.
Right.
And then you leave that 80 and then
all
go
you
with
have
the
is
20.
20. Right.
And then you're like, oh my God, I'm stuck with 20. I didn't even know that I had 80 all along. You
Right.
get what I'm
And
saying?
sometimes you leave, you get with somebody who you think is an 80, then you find out they're 20, then you leave the 20 for another 80. A true 80.
Well, it happens. It doesn't
happens.
matter. It happens.
happens.
But I'm just saying, most of the time, that's what I'm saying. Like the cheating, it depends on what your reason is for the cheating. You get what I'm saying? It's not like films like, oh my God, because you don't dress properly, I don't like you, I lost interest.
Right,
Or,
right.
You understand what I'm saying? But if
Right.
it's something like, oh, we are always at each other's throats, we're always fighting, I can understand that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But not like because of the sexual whatever. You get what I'm saying? That because I want to have sex outside, I want to feel
But you know what?
loved, I want to feel.
But like we talked about, those are things that do factor in that. You might
Right.
have somebody who may be that 80, but that 20% that they're not is
It's a lot.
you know, so it's weighted. I think if you put them in the categories, it's like kind of like that you know, that video where everybody's putting little drops of water
But
in.
it will be an 80 if the person is not it's not up to that. You get it won't be an 80 then. It
No,
will
no,
be-
no, no.
if the person is perfect.
No, but it depends on who. Because, all right, let's say for me, technically, let's say for me, I might have, it might be something, a trait that I may like about somebody. And, you know, let's say their compassion,
Okay.
right? That might be worth 40,
For you.
right?
Okay.
And then they may have something where they snore or they, you know, don't like animals. You know, that might be 10% or something along those lines. So I think it depends on the individual. What do you value most? Right?
Right.
So that 80-20 thing, it just depends on, you know, what do you value most and what are you willing to sacrifice to get that, you know?
Right.
Because I've heard from women, and I've seen it on social media, that they left a relationship because the sex was not good. You know, and that's, you know, and sex could be that 20% of a whole entire,
Right.
you know, relationship, or it
Right.
could be 10%. But maybe to that woman, that might be 50% of her relationship, which is sad because at some point, you're looking at like longevity, that sex is going to go
It's
away.
going to fade.
Right,
It is going to
so-
fade. And it's not going to be the same as it was when y'all first hooked up.
Exactly.
I also had a couple of them from Instagram. This person said, I don't even know if it's part of it, but I know I saved it for some reason. It says, so I meant it when I said I proposed to my wife Lori last year. I felt, oh, maybe I should just play it. It'll be easier.
No. Say it. Don't play it.
Read it.
Say it. Don't play it.
Oh, jeez.
So I meant it when I said I proposed to my wife Lori last year. I really felt she was the one for me, but I don't like her anymore. After 6 months of marriage, I can't breathe. Every time I come home, she's there. While dating her, I can leave her and just have my tiny studio apartment to myself. Being married to her makes me feel crowded. Before I used to love her, alluring smile, the way, but now I loathe her presence. She's not
Wow.
attractive to me anymore.
In 6 months?
That's something wrong with him. Because it is no way in 6 months, unless she did a whole Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Right.
That's
right.
one. That's not even the one I'm looking for. There's this guy that said he had the perfect girl, like she was too perfect. She helped him while he didn't have a job, he didn't have anything. She brought him up, did everything like she was perfect.
Right.
And then he's like, she was too perfect. That I just need somebody that I can love.
That's crazy.
Well, you know, they have a medical term for that. A person like that,
Psycho.
a damn fool.
He said she was too perfect. I wish I could see the video. He said she was too perfect. Like, how can somebody be too perfect for you to marry? Like,
Well, I could see that because if he believed that she was too perfect, he probably saw her as superior,
To
or
him.
felt that
Oh,
he wasn't worthy
of her.
right, and had this complex.
Wow.
So I don't know if you call that self-esteem.
but
as
you
well.
let her do everything for. But I understand that some men, they actually don't really like when women do stuff for them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's not true.
no, do stuff for them in the sense that, okay, you don't have a job now, and I have a job, and I'm like, okay, I'll do this for you. I'll send you food. I'll do this. I'll call Uber. You know, being, you know what I'm
because
saying?
I think it works against the, you know, that we talked about before, the male ego.
Right,
Right.
right.
You can't, and we talked about like the man has basically 2 major jobs, some other things too, but to provide and protect.
Right.
If you're not providing, and especially if a male that feels that way, and you're not protecting, because what are you doing? You're not protecting
Right.
their security. You're not.
Right.
Then
So he's not feeling worthy.
right.
Okay.
So I can see how that would happen.
But not after the person helped you, did everything for you for like a couple of years, and then suddenly you're on your feet.
Yeah,
and
but
then
he's
you feel like,
that person's a fool because
you feel like she's not like
I don't know
she's
anybody.
Not, she's
if
too
I,
perfect for you.
yeah, who
What's the
would
word
not want?
perfect?
Right.
First of all, nobody's perfect, but
Right.
you could be the perfect person
For
for that
them.
person. You know, but that's what everybody would want to strive for.
Right. That's what everybody wants.
So he cheated.
So he's like, he's
He's
broke
going to
up-
leave
he
her.
broke up
Yeah,
with her.
he left
yeah.
her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he didn't cheat.
for space.
Well, you know what? Maybe he looked at it. Maybe it's more or less she was too crowd. She did too much. She mothered him.
Oh,
he said she was too perfect. She helped him out. She did everything.
Well,
How?
like he
No.
could have felt like she was mothering him, and then when they had shared the same space, it was like
Don't make excuses.
like I said,
He felt
I said,
crowded.
Yeah. So I'm saying everything. There's a cause for everything. I don't even like the word excuse.
Okay.
There's a reason for everything.
Okay.
Okay, like for women. Okay, we've talked about men. Like for women.
No excuse.
Oh my God. Oh my
women.
God.
So for women, it's like a woman. I don't think a woman would be only if, sorry to say, if she's like a dog. That's when I don't think women want to like sleep with multiple people.
Yes, they
Why are
do.
you shaking your head?
They
Are
do.
you a woman?
Some
but
some women.
some women,
Say some
yeah.
women.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Some
That's why
women.
I don't know. Like only if they're like dogs. Like somebody is not satisfied with one dick or whatever for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
But you know
Like,
what? What I've noticed,
Mm-hmm.
going back to the polygamy thing, there's a lot more women who are into polyandry. They actually want
More than one
Husband.
husband. And if you go into the polyamory thing, that's the thing. It's like I needed, and just going by what I've seen on social media, the comments they've made, is that I need multiple men to satisfy certain things.
Yeah, because so like for polyandry, yeah. So I need a man like, okay, maybe I have 2 people now or 3, and then this person is really really good in bed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then, but he doesn't satisfy my other needs. Like he's just good in bed, and this other person that I really like is not as good in bed.
Right.
But he does all the other good
But he
things.
does all the other good
Right.
things. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what to choose. So I have to keep.
She chooses the one who does everything else.
But then it's not good. Which sex is the main thing?
But again, when you're looking at a permanent situation, you're looking at longevity of all the things that a person can give you. I could tell you the sex is going to be probably one of the main ones that is going to fade first because of age.
Right.
Because of age, who is going older? Who's going?
Both
Yeah,
of,
both of you.
but yeah.
Yeah. I
So-
mean, not. Listen, this is the deal from somebody who's been married 100 years. You have to get used to everything about a person, and you see things that you don't want to see, and all the glamour is taken off. Right? You see the scratches and the ashy skin and the belching and the farting, and you see all of that. And then somebody shiny and new comes along, you be like, oh, I don't have to hear them belching in the morning, or I don't have to hear her yelling at me about picking up my socks for the 99th time.
And then they're also hiding it.
Right. Oh, of course they are.
'Cause you
Of course
gotta,
they are,
make
because
it-
it's brand new.
Yeah.
It's brand new. So, you don't see all the flaws. You just see the shiny and new. But the longer you stay with somebody, and I'm doing a Mr. Miyagi, and the buffing starts to come off,
Right.
and they're no longer shiny and new, then you have to decide, am I going to stay with this? If he put that spoon in that sink one more time,
Well, that's
am
why
I
it's
going to be
better
able
to
to
have
do that?
for a woman. That's why it's better to have like 2 or 3.
And most y'all can't handle 2 or 3. You can't
Yeah,
handle
really.
the needs of 3 men. Their needs also.
Yeah,
So-
but men are babies. So the only thing you cannot handle is probably your sexual needs. That's the only thing that'll be too much.
But you
for
know
me.
what? And that, again, like say for me, I look at it differently. I look at the fact that if you're gonna go into a union and you're looking at it for longevity, you look at the stuff that's going to last.
Right.
Those if you had 100 traits, everybody has 100 traits, or let's say, and that person has 80 of them,
Right.
back to 80-20, whatever, and you want the 80 that's going to actually last or survive the test of time,
Right.
right? So okay, she's going to get gray hair, which is hot.
Whew.
Gray hair is hot, by the way, but they're going to get the gray hair. They're not going to have the
Why were you looking that way?
All the gray hair he has.
Look, listen. I'm just saying that either way,
Oh yeah,
Right.
don't do.
Right.
He has gray hair. Don't do. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying somebody's going to get gray hair.
Right.
Somebody's going
Your body is not going to be
The
hot
same.
like it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you learn over the years to love those things, but also you have to really consider that some of those things are not going to last. you're not gonna have that guy who's gonna be pick you up and
Right. Right.
and the same thing with a woman. You're not gonna have that person who's gonna have that same energy that they had when you first met, and you want to do all the cooking and putting the real old fashioned Southern. You know what? She might get tired of cooking after all these years.
Hello.
Raising, kids. Right. So, at some point in time, you got to say, well, okay, I understand she's not going to cook like she used to.
Right.
Or she may not be able to cook like she used to.
Right.
Also.
That's true.
So you make adjustments for it. But you got to see what things are most important to you.
Right. And what you're willing to live with comfortably.
Yes. So, again, all right. So here's another poll. And these are not scientific polls, okay? But the same question: who cheats more, men or women? And this was 45% said men and women cheat equally. 36% said men, and 19% said women.
It's always men. It's always men.
But
because just a few people did that, so that's why it looks like it's close, but it's not close.
It is close.
Men cheat more, which we understand.
I'm not gonna get in between y'all, because the last time I was like, "Ooh, I am not saying a word," because they are going for it.
All right, so listen to the comments. All right, so Alicia says, when we asked about why, she says because they are never satisfied.
Men.
Well, it could be both. She didn't specify. And then Craig says people are selfish, so they cheat. Right? Let's see some of the comments. I hate when
you said that the last time. You said that they were selfish and wanted everything.
Yeah. Don't see it. I saw a few things over on social media that said people were selfish, and then, but we're gonna go back to that dilemma, the question I asked you earlier. I'll tell you about the who would you tell the truth to?
Oh, okay. Okay.
So Corey says, I believe the women cheat more today. He also said, why do you think that every woman that cheats on a man is serving him? Because he had a negative comment, whatever. And he was blowing back because the women are always trying to, not take accountability for anything. That's what y'all do.
Oh my gosh.
There's another one said, Craig's. Well, I said that. Let's see. Is that it? Okay. That's all I can say on here. Now, going back to that, we had a dilemma when we talked about couples.
Had a dilemma.
Well, it wasn't. It was a dilemma that I've seen on different occasions, right? So somebody asked the question, if a woman has two men, she's dating two men, right? And she lies to one of them.
She lies, or he? I thought you said he lies.
I switched it.
Oh, Jesus.
So
okay.
A woman is dating two men, right? Which they both think that they're her main and only, whatever, right? So who does she love more? The one she tells the truth to, or the one she tells a lie to?
It's usually a man that it's reversed, because it's a man. A man.
Hey, it's my scenario, so
this scenario is always a man. It applies to a man. Okay, a woman doesn't need to lie to a man.
So wait a minute, we'll do it both ways, because there's going to be a difference, right? So if a woman with two guys that she's dating, who does she love more? The one she lies to, or the one she tells the truth to?
I think the one she tells the truth to.
Okay, so
for a woman,
I think that's true.
Okay.
I think for a woman,
it's different.
It's different because if it was the man who had the two choices,
he would lie. The one he loves is the one he would lie to.
Yes, because the man is not going to want to hurt the one he loves, whereas the one he tells the truth to, it would seem he doesn't care as much to hurt that one, right? Whereas a woman, I think, will more likely to tell the truth to the person that she loves and deal with the consequences.
Okay.
Than the person that she lies to, because I guess we don't really care too much. We're not as emotional.
Y'all can categorize your feelings. You compartmentalize is the word. Your feelings.
So I thought that was an interesting thing when it came to how
I'm still like
because men.
Okay, so we're gonna personalize it.
Oh,
okay, for me,
for you,
the person person.
Oh, yeah, it's hard. That is hard. That is
The
really
person I love.
hard.
Do I lie to the person I love? I try not to lie to the person I love.
Okay.
And
What's the lie?
The lie
I
would
try
be,
to sweet talk the lie.
the lie would be that if they asked you, "Am I the only one?" or "Are you cheating on me?"
Oh, okay, stuff like that. Are you
Yeah.
cheating on me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, she's gonna lie to the person that she loves.
She's gonna lie.
Yeah, she's not gonna tell him. She's
I-
not gonna tell him that she's cheating.
I
on
can't
him,
see
don't
that.
think.
I can't see that, and I like think
Cause that would hurt them.
Like, I'm
That's what
sorry.
I'm saying. I
no,
wouldn't
women
want to
can
hurt
be like,
somebody.
I'm sorry,
Women-
it was a mistake,
yeah.
and that happened
Oh,
one time. I'm
okay.
sorry, I'm sorry. Unlike men, they'll lie to the T. Like,
No, I'm gonna agree with that.
but then some men though, it depends. I think it depends on your personality.
Right.
I think
I've
a
had-
man.
And the situation.
I've had where a man tells you like, okay, well, because he got caught, then you be like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
well,
yes, this
let's
happened.
say
and
let's
this
say they
happened.
didn't get caught, because that's a total different scenario.
Right.
Everybody,
They didn't get caught.
all men will lie in the first place. They will lie.
But
They will
why?
lie.
Why would they lie? That makes
Because
it
they
different.
fear you. Some of them say because they fear you. They don't want to have. They don't want to hurt your feelings. They don't.
Yes.
They don't. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying?
I think that's the
You know,
number one
I,
reason.
you know, I was telling what's that, the pastor Dirty the other time,
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes do you think about it that they lie to you because they don't want to.
hurt your feelings.
Yeah, the other
Yeah.
when he was talking
No,
about somebody.
no,
So now you're changing.
no.
But didn't you say
No,
yes now?
no. Hold on. I said no when it comes to a man. A man who loves the woman
Mm-hmm.
would likely lie to him to keep her from being hurt. A
That's what we
woman,
just said. Isn't that
no,
what
but
we
she
just
said
said?
Pastor Dirty. Pastor Dirty was cheated on by a female.
Right.
Yeah.
So she
and
asked-
she told him.
and
She told him.
No, I don't think she told him.
She didn't tell him.
I
Oh
think-
yeah,
I
she didn't
think
tell
she
him.
lied to him.
And so I'm like, okay, because she respects you.
No, she lied. She lied because it doesn't apply. That's a good example. Yeah. Yeah.
So men, generally, well, it depends. That's why I said it depends on personality. It depends on who you are. Some people are just born liars.
Well, let's take out the pathological liars. you know,
That
you know.
cuts it in half.
Yeah.
So some people say, "Oh my God, I didn't want to tell you the truth because I fear you because I love what we have. I don't want us to have issues because you might leave me or you might."
So when you said fear me, you said the person said I fear you. What do you mean by that?
I fear, like I respect you. Good
Okay.
fear.
Okay, I was like fear. I'm like fear you. What are you gonna?
No. I
Beat my
respect you.
ass?
No. Like I respect you. Like I don't
Okay.
want to have issues with you.
Okay.
So that's why I'm trying to hide this from you. That's why I
Okay,
lied.
so and I would agree with that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So sometimes, but then sometimes you might love somebody. So it depends on the relationship. I think sometimes
Right.
you might love somebody to the extent that you're so open with that person, and then you can tell the person whatever. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean you don't love them, but okay, like, oh hey, are you doing this? Are you cheating on me?
I think that could
And then-
happen, but
yeah.
but chances are men are not going to do that. And I think chances are women would.
And say hey,
Okay.
nobody wants issues.
And it's
in their
scientifically
relationship.
proven because it's like that in all the movies.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's
Nobody wants issues in
some
their-
good data.
Nobody wants issues in their relationship, so people will most likely lie to people they love. So generally, nobody wants that issue. Like, oh, your heart broken. Like, hey.
So what about outside pressure, like societal expectations? So when we,
That women have, or that
men and women. So
Okay.
if I'm gonna talk on a man's perspective. Say if a man gets into a marriage or relationship and he expects certain things,
Right.
because they might look at the traditional view, or he might say, I need to do this. I need to be, seen as the man. Whereas that person, the woman, doesn't make him feel like he's the man, and then he's dissatisfied, and then
Right.
looks outward again.
right.
And same thing with the woman. She might have the
He doesn't make her feel like she's the woman.
well, as a
Or
woman.
she's not fulfilling those things that she felt like he should as a husband.
Right.
Because we all come into it with these ideas of what we think the marriage is supposed to be,
Right.
and what we think the
something
husband
else,
is
let me
supposed
say
to be.
something. So something. Have you thought of it that? So for marriage, you guys go in as maybe young kids or younger, when you're younger, of course, and then over time you change and
Yes.
become somebody else.
Yes.
You go-
Yes.
And then your path, like it's not because, but everybody is now fully blown. Like
Right.
you're now mature
Yep.
and everything.
Right.
And then
Yep.
my views, my who I am right now is different from who I
Yep.
was before, and I
Yep.
like something different, like something new. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That also could cause like conflict, and then
Oh,
you
I'm
look
sure.
for
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
look for stuff outside.
Yep.
And like okay, somebody to fulfill that part or to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it works. Sometimes it happens that way. That over the years,
Right.
you guys have grown. I don't want to say apart, but you're
But that's how it happens. People
Yeah.
do grow
Yeah.
apart.
so
You're
it's
right.
like trying to stay together. Like okay, well.
it's
True.
not
Let's just
easy.
be- yeah,
It's
because
not
especially
easy.
when people are different now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you still look at them like how they used to be. Sometimes you
Mhm.
still think there's that same
Mhm.
person, even though that person has matured. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So sometimes that.
So what do you say?
Happen.
What do you say about marriages where they were arranged, right?
Yeah.
Well,
And-
arranged people, they never had a choice in the first place
Right.
to begin with. So
Okay.
I don't think that should affect them. That's what they already plan to do for the rest of. They agreed to it already
Right.
forever.
Well,
So
she
they
might
don't-
not agree to it, but I think arranged. And I've heard it say, because I go to a few places where the lady that does my eyebrows had an arranged marriage, and she said that's just how it was in her culture, and you learn to comfortably live with this person. She didn't necessarily say that you fall in love with them. She said a lot of people do fall in love with the person that they're arranged with, but at some point you just learn to live comfortably with them. And I was just like,
That goes back to the respect too.
Right,
Respect
right.
over love.
yeah.
But okay, so in the United States, there's nearly a 58% divorce rate
Wow.
in the United States, right? And I think certain demographics is a little bit different. So it's
Okay.
with the black demographics, I think, was higher.
I think United States is just a place for divorce. I'm telling you.
It's at
I think it's-
58%.
Yeah, I think it's wired that way.
Well,
that-
no, it's
because even a lot of people come from outside United States and then they cannot even make it here together because it's kind of wired that way because everybody's like working, nobody has time for the other person. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's trying to make up with the bills, and so I'm spending more time with my coworkers at work.
Polygamy is the answer.
So everybody's
Thanks, polygamy
spending
is the
time
answer to
outside of
everything.
home.
Right.
So now we going back to this, right? Even with the arranged marriages, what do you think for arranged marriages? Saying that you don't really count on love, or
Right.
you're kind of forced to go together.
Sometimes I was going to say horoscope. They look at a horoscope.
What-
And be like,
Really?
yeah, they do. They'd be like, oh, the horoscope of this person and this person, it matches. And I think
What-
mostly Indians or something.
Yeah.
What do you say the divorce rate is for arranged marriages?
Do they get divorced?
I don't know.
What would you
I
think?
don't think
I
so.
don't know.
I mean, they have the option.
I guess they do have the option, but I
I don't.
I
think
never
they-
thought
I
about it,
think
to be honest.
Give me a number.
10%.
10%?
Yeah, 25.
25? So, according to brides.com and NBCnews.com, 4%.
You see, I
Wow.
was close. I knew they don't.
4%.
So
Wow.
maybe it's better for us to
Yep.
be for our
To be
marriages.
arranged.
but look at the factors though. So one, you have the tradition that says I'm not going to dishonor my family, right?
Right.
You feel the obligation. Two, when you do arranged marriages, the family looks at all those things that we don't look at when we get married. We don't look
Right.
at. We
So
look at.
already you're already sacrificing. So that's the point. You're already making this huge decision to marry somebody you don't know.
Right.
So that you're going to uphold it till the end.
Absolutely. All right. So you mentioned India, right?
Yes.
They say 90% of the marriages in India are arranged, and guess what their divorce rate is?
5%.
1%.
Wow.
1%.
Maybe we should start looking
You
more
know?
into that.
It is. It's like, I think when, people get together, we don't always look at those, and talking about modern times.
Right.
We don't look at those things that are really important. We don't have the guidance of the elders as much either. So when you arrange something, the families go through all of that. You got to
Right.
have the ability to afford. You got to be an upstanding person. You got to come from an upstanding family.
Right.
Or the family has to have that, that backing. You have support. And then also you got to figure, if you're in an arranged marriage, already it is not going to be about love.
Right.
So it doesn't, don't care about your feelings. It's like, I'm going to be a dutiful wife,
Right.
and I'm going to be an upstanding husband. And then you learn to respect
right.
that-
And live comfortably.
and live comfortably,
like she
right?
said. Yeah.
So, maybe they need to go back to that. Maybe they need to have those
because
those things in-
they just don't marry the individual. Usually, here and everywhere else, they just bring, oh, I found this person, this is my husband, we've been dating for a couple of years.
Right.
But there it's like the family that gets married, because the family gets involved in everything, you know what I'm saying? So if you're trying to divorce, you're letting your family down. Your family will not even let you do it.
Right,
Like, never.
right.
You just have to endure to the end.
Right.
That's how it works. So they're always stuck, whether they like it or not. Whether
But
they want it.
there's some things that factor into that too. So a lot of times in those arranged marriages, there's a bride's price or lobola, right? Where, so if I want to marry you, I have to pay your family a certain
Like a
amount,
dowry?
A dowry.
I think
yes.
usually, in India, it's the woman's family that pays the husband. Yes.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, in India.
Wow.
But it's in Africa, where I'm from, it's the husband's family that pays the bride price. But in India, the wife's
Okay.
family always have to
Okay.
go pay.
So again, that if you dishonor that marriage or you divorce, you have to repay that money back.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Right.
It's always usually a huge sum of money.
Yeah, yeah. And also in some of those, a lot of cultures that do arranged marriages, they have the in-laws that'll come in and regulate or intercede in any marital problems. Not all, but some. And it's usually slanted against the woman in that case. It's
Right.
like, hey, he's your husband. You better
You do whatever he tells you.
Right.
And women are, I think, in those arranged marriages, most of the times, women are like oppressed. They really, a lot of
Yeah.
times
I-
they're like oppressed.
I think that's true, but not. I've talked to a lot of women that were in that type of situation, mostly like Muslim women, and they don't see themselves as oppressed. They know they're limited in freedom. As far as but they're happy. But it's like somebody who's religious, and the religion is restrictive.
Right.
Yeah,
But they
and because they
appreciate that.
did not even, so to begin with, they did not even interact with other, like maybe male. They
Right.
didn't
Oh,
other
right.
guys
At all.
So at all. So it's just like this one person they're meeting for the first time. So they feel like that's how it should be. Unlike people that I've tested like 25 guys and then you're not trying to make, and I can tell the difference already. I know what a relationship should be like. I
Right.
know what
and
you know what I'm
you
saying?
want and know what you
Yes.
don't want.
So
yeah.
those ones are just usually sheltered. So they really don't know much of anything. So it's not
And
like,
it's because their mother did it, their grandmother did it.
Yes,
You know,
Right.
that's
yes,
that
yes.
they know that is what it is expected of them. So yeah, 1%, huh?
1%.
I should move to India.
They
Now-
down
now
for
check-
life.
But if you have the 1% that gets divorced, but out of that 90%, 99% that do not, or the 90% that
That say
have
married.
a arranged marriage, what do you think the
Infidelity,
Yeah.
right? I don't. I
That's not
I
gonna be
don't
on the
think
stat.
she's cheating. I don't think she's cheating in
Okay.
that arranged marriage. If it's anything, he's
it's
the one
usually-
slipping
yes,
out.
usually.
She,
Right.
I don't think she is.
So I could tell you, in Pakistan, I think it was, where the woman cheated with another man, and
Of course. it had to
Did
be
they
another
kill
one.
her?
they stoned her,
Yeah,
right? So
which is insane.
Oppressed.
that's the
that is
that's the
oppressed.
consequences of that, and
Right.
that,
And that
where-
that action.
where a man, the consequences are different. They
Are
might
there
they might
any?
just fight, or they might just fight, or they might have to. The man might have to marry that person. Well,
Oh.
if it's single, that's. I don't think it would be reported, but I think the woman would be. There's harsh consequences,
Yeah.
physical violence and stuff like that. But you got if you look at the Bible.
Here we go. Don't let him get started.
No,
on the Bible.
those are in those cultures, that society, they're adhering to the rules of those religious books, the Bible, and the Quran or whatever. So I don't know.
The Bible, I think
If
you
you
just
wanna
said
say-
prostitutes. I don't know about.
No. You'd be surprised. So you could say, if you want to say it's oppressive, then you have to say religion is oppressive.
I said prostitutes.
Hmm?
I said
No, I said oppressive. If you gonna say
Oh,
that
okay.
They
they're-
are oppressed.
right? The woman. I mean, then religion is oppressive.
That's another topic
It-
for the
well,
Hot Topics
yeah.
gang. Yeah,
we could
we'll go about
piss some
that.
people off.
Yeah. That's another topic.
So what do you? Out of those people who do not get divorced, that 1% that do, let's say the 99 who don't, what would you guess? And it could be either one. How much of those are they have infidelity in their relationship? Out of that 99%,
40.
40? Okay.
40.
So, but also it's kind of like almost socially accepted that it wouldn't be frowned on as much if the man went out and
Right. He's
picked up
definitely not going to get stoned.
right, or picked up a prostitute, or had a concubine or whatever I want to call it.
Do they still have concubines?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hey, everything has a purpose.
Okay. So, what have we learned today, boys and girls?
We learned that men and women cheat equally.
No,
According to the polls,
that's a lie.
according to the popular opinion.
That's a lie.
The statistics show.
That's a lie.
Didn't you mention the statistics the other night?
That's a lie.
That's her story, and she's sticking to it.
All right, so if you guys want to chime in again, you can look at it on www.topixpodcast.com and look us up on Instagram and Tumblr and Facebook and Threads. You have a Threads account?
I do not.
You? Okay. So yeah, look us up, and you can also leave a message. Again, 443-860-2716. Now, moving forward, we're going to have more guest speakers on our podcast and a lot of good informational stuff.
Yes.
Right. Something that most people can use, even if they don't know it.
Right.
We're
Right.
looking at the counseling thing and the what was the other one we did?
Financial. We'll talk about that.
Financial literacy, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And also to follow up on
Trauma.
trauma. Thank you. I keep saying thinking of depression, but it's trauma.
Yes.
So we have I want to do some things that have like a ethical dilemma in there.
Oh boy.
Kind of like the train. You heard that one.
The train.
If you're on the train and it's going down the tracks, and you can see on the train tracks there's a group of people on the train tracks. So if you don't switch it to the next track, it's going to kill 20 people. But if you switch it to this track, that one person that's on the track that really didn't have anything to do with it, you kill that one person.
Yikes.
So what do you do?
Not answer this question. That's what I'm going to say.
What do you do? What do you do?
I'm sorry. Can you say that again? One more time. One more time.
For those who can't, I'm giving her the death look. If a train is going down the tracks, okay, and on the tracks there's
I'll just go with what she said.
a
I'm
group
not kidding
of people,
anybody.
a group of people,
Uh-huh.
let's say 20 people,
Okay.
and you have the opportunity to switch tracks. On the other track, there's one person on the track that you would, if you switched, you would kill that one person.
But if you don't switch, you kill
20
20.
people.
Yes,
I'm not a killer, but
Don't
But-
push you.
but here's an ethical dilemma.
there's one person. I
You're
guess.
not, once you change that track to that one person, you're responsible for that person's death. You're a killer.
Absolutely.
But if you let it stay,
to kill 20.
you're not. It's not your fault. You're not controlling that. You're just changing the track.
Okay.
So that means
You let it stay run its course.
you're not responsible for the 20 people's death. You're responsible for the one person's death. So
Ugh.
are you going to be the killer, or are you going to just let
20 people die.
20 people die? Let's say we call it destiny.
Faith.
Ooh.
What do you do?
Well, that's their destiny.
I could. So I know we looked at things like that when it comes to ethical dilemmas and
Yeah,
decisions.
ethical. So
And
you just
cheating
you
is
most likely want to go to the one, but to save 20. But since you put it like that, you're
Yeah,
gonna be
that's hard.
responsible.
Once you're saying I
You're gonna
murdered
be
him
Exactly.
purposefully, that makes a difference. You
Yeah.
know, I don't want to purposely murder anybody.
So you're gonna let 20 people die,
I'll close my eyes.
and you let 20
Cross
people
my
die.
fingers.
I wouldn't know. I'll close my eyes.
I always used to ask people this, and we will conclude. But I used to ask people this, like, say if let's say a nuclear war happened, and you could stop it, it's up to you. You can actually stop it, but you'll kill, let's say,
Why are we killing people?
I know, right?
because that's the, hey, that's ethics, right? So you have two of the closest members of your family.
Oh my god.
You can save them too, or you can have 50 million people.
Saving my family. I don't care.
So you would let 50 million people
Yeah,
die
yeah.
versus 2 people?
Yeah.
What would you say, Lamb?
I'm over here like, oh my God, which 2 members of the family?
So I don't care. Close members of my
It's my
family.
family, though.
50
My
million.
kids,
I
my
can't-
siblings, my
So I
everything. Nope.
usually give them this. I say,
That's worse. Like having that on your conscience. Like
Right.
you know, like
Can
your
you live with
family-
yourself for the rest of your life knowing you killed your family, but you saved 50 million strangers?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So me, I'll go for my family.
You would?
Yeah, my
I
family.
was like, I don't know them people.
I always looked at that because we were talking about like if it was my kids or my mom or whoever,
right.
and let's say they had
If
this
it was me, what
this
would you
lethal
do?
drug.
If it was
Hold on,
me,
hold on,
if it
hold
was
on.
me, would you save me?
Listen, it depends who's another 50 million.
Oh my gosh.
But you're looking at like say like going back to the not the iRobot. What's that thing with Will Smith?
What thing?
When he's the last man on Earth supposedly.
Oh yeah, that movie.
All right, so
Oh.
he has this drug. The drug gets out. It's going to save your core family, but it
Right.
kills everybody else in
Right.
the world.
Right.
What do you do?
But if you save your core family, you cannot reproduce. Nothing. Everybody's
Okay,
gonna
so you would kill your core family. And
I'm not killing my family. I thought I cannot kill my family.
So you believe the only people on this planet your core family.
Well, we're gonna what's that word? Something and multiply in the Bible says we're gonna
Go forth and
and
multiply.
multiply.
Oh my
Lord.
gosh.
Elder.
That's hard. That's hard.
It ain't hard for me.
So
Who-
what's your
who you gonna
answer
kill?
then?
I can tell you, it's my family.
You're gonna
Okay.
kill them?
No.
Okay, you're gonna save them.
Let me tell you, I always thought about this. Like, if it was like my
Me
kids,
too.
my mom or somebody. If
It was like your extended family. It
if
was
like-
like it was like Demetrix.
if 49 states in this United States had to perish for me to save 5 of my family members, I'm sorry, it's been real. You had a good run. So, sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
I just keep thinking like the person who could kill cancer cure cancer could be in that 50 million people, and I'm I would.
Well, let us die. Well, if we're gonna be 5 or whatever in my family,
Yeah.
I'll just let us die
I
of
can't-
natural causes.
Yeah, I can't
That's
kill my
fine.
family. I'm sorry.
All right, so we also started with the prizes, and we haven't done prizes. I think we're going to start giving out some T-shirts, but
Okay.
we're going to do subscribers.
Oh, fancy schmancy.
So if you subscribe at www.hottopics with an X podcast.com, we'll let people know, and we might be a first come first serve. Call in.
Yeah.
It'll go out to our subscribers. You'll get a notification that says, "Hey, call in, email, leave a message, whatever," and everything's time stamped. And whoever gets that first will win the prize, and we'll notify people on the podcast.
You got it.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay. Any lasting words?
Nope. Hey,
She's like-
listen,
she's
if
like,
y'all out there,
MOON spells moon.
listen, if you out there and you're deciding to do something, if you're deciding to go on the side and be with somebody else, please be careful and wear condoms.
Wear a condom.
Wear a condom. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Wait, do people use female condoms anymore?
I ordered all the condoms for work, and we still order female
Female
condoms.
condoms.
Mm-hmm.
Do they? Do people actually take them?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Hmm.
For some other, we'll have a show about that.
Okay.
We will have a upcoming show about that.
Oh yeah, in the upcoming show, we're going to actually talk about the dynamics of a family. Should the man pay all the bills, and some of the variations of that, because that was a kind of like a hot
Topic. Yes.
Should a man pay all the bills? So, but thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Ta ta.